Everybody knows this intro: the couch, the fountain, the perfect clap, and the theme song. And you know what they say, that they'll be there for you, stating, I will be there for you. But what if I told you something? Friends has made, well, an entire generation feel more alone. Ironic, isn't it? Something about being friendly, being friends, and never being alone. I think the entire population has seen Friends is the most streamed show on any platform at this particular moment, and we've all been exposed to this, the doors that don't get locked, the constant hanging out, the always talking, always mingling, never too busy. They're always together. They enter their goddamn houses unannounced. But let me ask you something. Yo, right now, have you ever had such a situation? Friends has sold us a dream. It is not about success, not about romance, but it is about a 24/7 community. It absolutely looked real because, well, they made us feel that it's real, as preaching was not one of its major points. Superheroes were none of them. They were people just like us. But if you actually think about it, if you actually dwell with it, if you actually experience things in our 20s and our 30s, living in a big city, who has that much free time? Psychologists call it a social mirage, when media shows you something that seems attainable, but in actual fact, well, it's like the Loch Ness monster. Because it is imaginary. If you actually speak to the Gen Z people, if you actually speak to the Gen Z youngsters, they look at the show and they state that this is absolutely unrealistic, completely fabricated. It cannot happen at all. Because, well, they're more digital, especially in that generation. They are very digital, they're very isolated, so a concept such as Friends is alien to them, or that kind of community 24/7 friends that the show shows is pretty alien to them. But still they watch it. Still, it's one of the most highly streamed shows in the entire world, because it's not just entertainment. It cures a little loneliness, it gives a little companionship, it gives comfort. And you know what they say, it's a parasocial relationship, because they state, are they my friends or they are my friends? Now, parasocial relationships are not always that negative. Coping can happen for people with that. Parasocial relationships can help you cope. But when it replaces real connection, that's where it gets a little dicey. There are many posts online that people are stating that they are feeling actually lonelier after watching Friends, because it gives them a reminder of what they don't possess: companionship that is constant, the drop everything and hang out kind of love that is absolutely addicting on screen and absolutely devastating off of it. They start to ask, why don't I possess that? Why don't I have that? And is something wrong with me? What the heck is wrong with me? But here's the God honest fact. This was a fantasy. Friends was a fantasy, one that was beautiful but not a blueprint for life. Now, what can we take from this when it's not a reality? We can watch these shows but not have it reflect our lives, not expect anything. We can quote them, we can use them for comfort, but not get swayed away by thinking that this is the actual life, that this would be me later. Especially if any kids are watching this, do not expect your life to be like that. I think kids are a little smart now, but this video is on the fact that a large number of people, or some amount of people, have started feeling lonelier when they are watching this particular show.